Trigger warning, suicidal ideation and self-harm. Please take care of yourself. You're loved, you matter, and you are never alone. Wow. Holy hell. Apparently it's been, 3 years? 4 since I made that original redesign of Ayano? Time, it seems, has a good sense to keep marching forward, unlike that godforsaken game it was based on, and looking back at that design now, ew. Just ew, we are not claiming her. My art has leveled up. My tastes have matured. My patience has withered like an overwatered houseplant. So we're digging this thing up and giving it the burial, or better yet, the rebirth that it deserves. So let's start by getting this out of the way. I do not support Yandere. I don't support his game, his behavior, or his continued presence online. He is the human equivalent of a damp paper towel. Useless, flaky, and increasingly a biohazard. I've already done a full autopsy on that disaster of a project on another video, and I'm not going to exhume that corpse again. This is about rebuilding from the rubble. This is me saying, I can do it better, and I will. Now listen, I am not a professional game designer, or a character designer as a matter of fact. I never claimed to be, and I don't want to be. This is a hobby for me, not a resume. I'm not coming for the artist who drew the original models either. It was probably a paid commission, and honestly, the art itself, it's fine, it does the job, but the design, the soul of it, weak, uninspired, a hollow mimicry of tropes that deserve better than the hands they landed in. So we begin. So, let's talk hair. Her old bobcat look was cute in that quirky anime girl way, but it skewed her younger than I wanted, like a freshman who just discovered eyeliner young. So I stretched it out. Made it longer, more mature. I added a ribbon for contrast, for charm, for a little edge of softness, and also to draw the eye right to the danger zone. The cardigan and tie? Kept 'em. That look is timeless, and I love the beige color scheme. The heart stayed too. Hair curl, socks, even her face shape. But they're not cute here, they're ironic. Her eyes remain the same unsettling pink. A soft color. I leaned into sharp angles in her hair to emphasize that sense of hidden danger. She's a girl made of corners and edges pretending to be soft. Honestly, not that much changed visually. My art just got better. The real glow up here is under the surface. Now let's get into her rewritten backstory. Because yes, I am still arrogantly, stubbornly, defiantly confident that I can write a more compelling character than Yandere. That's a low bar. It's buried under the floor. But I digress. Let's keep it simple because we don't need a 300-page lore bible to tell a good story. Akane Aishi is what you might call a gifted child burnout. Top of her class, bright as a bonfire, algebra at age 6, Dostoevsky at age 9. She was a prodigy in a world that valued novelty over consistency, and for a while that brilliance was enough. But brilliance fades. No one warned her that the world doesn't hand out trophies forever. That praise has a hard life. And when academic spotlight dimmed, her parents turned colder than the void between stars. They didn't see a struggling teen, they saw a failed investment, a tarnished trophy, shame wrapped in a school uniform. Akane didn't make friends easily. Empathy was a foreign language that no one taught her, and her own emotions came in tsunamis, crushing, terrifying, and impossible to process. She wasn't distant out of cruelty, she just didn't know how to bridge the gap. And kids, they smell blood in the water. She became an easy target, mocked, excluded, dismissed. So she folded inwards, collecting her wounds. Her loneliness curdled into self-hate. The mirror became an enemy. And then she snapped. She took off her shoes, folded her cardigan, and walked to the edge. That's when she met him. Taro. Not a prince, not a savior, just a boy who saw her. Sat beside her, talked to her like she mattered. They shattered porcelain together, literally in the most over-the-top high school drama way possible, a la As the Gods Will. And then he hugged her. And suddenly she wasn't alone. And suddenly she was in love. Not just infatuated, not a crush. Akane doesn't do halfway. Her love is a tidal wave. Deeply, irrevocably, inexorably. Taro became the axis her world spun around. Colors brightened, food had taste again, the sun didn't feel like a mocking spotlight, it felt warm. With him as her tether, life made sense again. But Akane was not normal. She never was. Her intelligence, the same cunning that once aced exams and solved complex puzzles, turned inward. She began calculating, plotting, planning. How do I keep him? Not how do I impress him, how do I deserve him? No. How do I own him? Akane is not just smart, she's dangerous. Her lack of empathy, her obsessive streak, her need to control what she fears losing, it's a cocktail for disaster, and she'd do anything to keep her fragile world from crumbling again. Hurt, maim, manipulate, kill, worse if need be, all to protect the only person who ever saw her as human. If I were redesigning the game, and let's be honest, I'd probably finish it before Yandere would. There'd actually be a relationship mechanic. You could woo Taro properly, give him gifts, unlock heart events like Stardew Valley or Persona. Watch actual character development unfold instead of, just murdering people in a vacuum. You'd also get to know the rivals, learn their stories, maybe even befriend them, which makes the decision to hurt them mean something. Conflict with weight. Stakes beyond, haha, she stood next to him and now she must die. It becomes a game about choices, consequence, and how far you'll go when the very thing you love might slip away. So, let's talk about him. Let's talk about Taro Yamada. Because if Akane is going to fall that hard, that fast, and spiral that completely, he needs to be more than a walking dopamine dispenser in a school uniform. He needs gravity. He needs to be the kind of boy who doesn't shout for attention, but warps the room around him just by being there. In this version of the game, Taro is not just a goal, he's a character with agency. You can actually lose his affection. You can scare him, alienate him, push him away. Each hard event with him reveals something new about his past, his dreams, his fears. Maybe he wants to be a writer, but he's scared to fail. Maybe he's caring for a younger sibling. Maybe he used to play piano but stopped after someone told him he wasn't good enough. These aren't dramatic plot twists. They're meant to be small human things. Your choices with Akane shape how he sees you. Are you kind? Are you cruel? Are you possessive or patient? Do you take the easy route? Blackmail, threats, and silence your rivals, or do you build real relationships? And the endings reflect that. Taro's story is about emotional intimacy, about how being gentle isn't the same as being weak, and about how people-pleasers carry entire worlds on their shoulders in silence. He is not a trophy, he's not a goal, he's a person. And if you want to love him, you have to be a person too. If this is received well, and gods know I have opinions, I'll do a follow-up redesign for Taro, because that boy, I have thoughts for him too. Stay tuned. If you like the video, like it, subscribe maybe, comment a really long, angry, and mean comment that I can look at and screenshot and send to my friends later, or just something nice. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.